Having developed an initial theory of change in close dialogue with the key stakeholders, considering the key challenges to be addressed, the Road Safety Board decides to have a closer look at the assumptions underlying the theory of change. The overall goal of the change process is to reduce the number of traffic-related accidents. The theory of change indicates that this can be achieved if we 1. Educate the drivers of buses, cars and boda-bodas to drive more carefully. 2. Educate school children and other pedestrians to cross the roads more carefully. 3. Improve the capability and willingness of the traffic police to enforce the laws. And 4. Establish more crossings and improve the condition of the roads. But what are the underlying assumptions behind the logic that educating drivers will lead to fewer accidents? Well, first of all, we assume that the drivers want to be educated, that they accept the fact that they can drive more carefully, and finally, that we are able to identify and get in contact with the drivers. The risks are that they might not want to invest time in education, that they cannot see the need for the education, and that it is difficult to get in contact with drivers who are not registered. The most important risk seems to be that unregistered drivers cannot easily be identified, and even if they were, they do not want to be registered because that will imply that they have to pay a yearly registration fee. The drivers also indicate that they cannot afford losing the income that they would have earned during the time they would use for the education. The Road Safety Board decides that if the identified risks can be mitigated, then the theory of change might still hold good, and that it will make sense to continue planning activities that will reduce the number of traffic-related accidents. They ask themselves the following question: what would make it interesting for the drivers to attend the training, despite the associated costs? After a brainstorm among the workshop participants, the following idea comes up. If all educated drivers could have a visible proof of their driving skills, then users could choose between a safe and a less safe driver, making it more interesting for the drivers to obtain the safe label. Such an initiative could be coupled with improved enforcement and control by the traffic police of valid driver's licenses. Having gone through all the underlying assumptions and risks, suggesting mitigating measures, the workshop participants decide to revisit the theory of change and add supplementary activities that can improve the chances of success. Based on the important work carried out by the key stakeholders during the planning workshop, a draft results matrix is drawn up showing the intervention logic corresponding to the theory of change. The remaining assumptions and risks are also inserted.